Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about my favorite gaming IEMs. So gaming is really important for me. I am a game developer and I'm also an avid gamer. I actually played a lot of games recently because of the lockdown. A lot of FPS games like CSGO, Destiny 2, Fortnite, TF2. And if you actually want to watch me, I have a new Twitch channel. I'm gonna link it down in the comments below. So firstly, this video is all about sub $20 budget IEMs and what are the best ones for me for gaming. So firstly for me, my choice is based on the headsets that I'm using on a daily. So when I'm gaming, I mostly use headphones. I mostly use the PC37X and also the HyperX Cloud 2 and also the Razer Kraken. And as you can see guys, almost all of these headsets are dynamic drivers. So firstly, when I tested some IEMs, I did like dynamic drivers more than others. There's just one IEM that has a BA, but mostly they're all dynamic drivers. Also, gaming usage for me is different from casual listening. The main things that I'm looking for is of course accuracy of the footsteps. Also listening fatigue. It shouldn't be fatiguing to listen to after maybe 5 hours to 8 hours of gaming session. Also, the vocals should be clear enough, especially when you're using Discord or when you're listening to some cinematics with vocals or maybe quests with voice acting. So the vocal should be clear enough. Alright, so now that is over, let's proceed to my top 5 recommendations. So they're not arranged in any order. It will be kind of up to you which one is for you. There are different price ranges and different use cases as well, different pros and cons. So number 1 for me, and this is the only IEM here with a BA, and that's the TRN IM2. So for me, this is one of the better all-rounders here in this group. It just performs well in all the aspects. So the fit in the ear in this is one of the best fits, if not the best here in this group. It has some fins which makes it really stable on the ear. Isolation is also really good. This is the best isolating here in this group. So definitely that alone is a unique selling point. Also in terms of the signature, this is a warm signature, definitely a bassy kind of signature. So even if it has a BA on top, in terms of the overall tuning, this more tuned to have a more bass boost, and the bass is also boomy and punchy as well in the mix. So definitely when you're using this for some cinematics, it's definitely epic in the cinematics. Also when you're using this for some CSGO or some bullets, it's not that fatiguing to listen to because the highs is a bit toned down compared to the bass here. Also pretty relaxed overall in the presentation. So for me, they were able to find the right balance of the tuning of the BA on top. It's not that forward in the mix. So for gaming, this is definitely something that you can get. Footsteps is also pretty good in this one. I was able to hear the footsteps fine. If just one con that I'm gonna mention, the vocals here are not as clear. So yes, in all the categories that I'm looking for, this one of the better all-rounders. Is pretty good in all the categories. So this is one of the more solid picks here in this group. Right, next we're gonna go to dynamic drivers now. So this is the QKZ VK4. So compared to the TRN IM2, which is kind of more smooth and more bassy, the VK4 is more crisp and more clean type of sound. So if you're into that, maybe the VK4 should be your pick. So I enjoyed overall the gaming experience in this one. It has a good balance of highs and lows for gaming. So the highs are good enough to resolve some crispness and also some micro details, while not again being that fatiguing to listen to. The lows are more tight than what I would like. So if you don't like, that kind of super boomy bass at the bottom, the VK4 is kind of more tight in the bass department. But still, the bass is pretty substantial here. It's not lacking at all in that regard. Positioning also is pretty good in this one. And also the fatigue is well controlled again in this one, so you can definitely use this for a long gaming session. It's not as airy as your BA counterparts, but it still has a bit of micro detail on tops. And also of course for $10 you're getting that IEM kind of design and nice fit on the ear, also pretty comfortable to wear for a long gaming session. So pretty good overall. Again, kind of a good all-rounder also. But the only con that I can think of here is for some cinematics, the bass may not be as boomy as maybe the TRN IM2. Also, the bass is not that boosted also in the mix. But if you don't prefer a super boosted kind of bass, maybe the VK4 is for you. So the next one in our list is a cheaper alternative. And this is our budget king, the Sony MH755. So this one is pretty smooth and warmish in the overall sound. So much like the TRN IM2, it's kind of like that. More of a relaxed sound as well. So definitely that's a major advantage in gaming. It's not that fatiguing to listen to again for a long gaming session. So this one is less fatiguing to listen to compared to the TRN IM2. So this is one of the more relaxed ones, and you can definitely use it for long gaming session. Not fatiguing to listen to gunshots and pretty clear vocals still as well. Pretty good imaging and soundstage also. So overall, I did enjoy my stint with the MH755. So the only issue that I can think of here is the cable is just too short for me. So in terms of usability, the MH755 definitely falls off. You need to mod it or maybe get a modded version already with the longer cable to make it more usable for you. But definitely for $3, $5, very, very cheap. This is one of the better ones that you can get in that kind of price range if you can, live and, fix the cable in this one. And also another con that I can think of with the MH755 is, of course, it's not an IEM kind of design. It's not as stable on your ear compared to maybe IEM counterparts. So if definitely you love earhooks, you might look for something else. Maybe the TRN IM2 might be a better pick for you, or the VK4. Alright, next on our list is another $5 recommendation. So this is the QKZ AK6. So firstly, for $5, this is one of the cheaper ones that you can get with an IEM kind of design with some ear hooks also. So on the ear, these are very comfortable and also really, really stable on the ear. So the signature here is definitely a bass boosted kind of signature, a warm signature. So that makes this less fatiguing to listen to for a long gaming session. Substantial bass and boomy at that. So for cinematics, this is really fun to listen to. The stage is not as big here compared to the other IEMs here in this price range. So that's one of the cons here. But the positioning of the footsteps is pretty good here. Not super accurate, but definitely for the price that you're paying, definitely pretty good for the price range. So for $5, there's definitely a lot of value that you're getting for the AK6. This is kind of your gaming headset for a budget. Alright, moving now to my personal favorite in the list. So for me, in terms of sound, all the categories that I'm looking for is present in the Spaceship. So it's pretty warmish and smooth presentation overall. Again, non-fatiguing. And nice signature on this one also. It's kind of fairly neutral. So the vocals for cinematics and for this cohort is really good. Bass is substantial, and for cinematics, it's really epic feeling as well. And the highs are not that extended in the mix. It's not fatiguing. For a lot of gunfire and bullet SFX, definitely this can handle it really well. This is non-fatiguing to listen to after a long listening session. The isolation is fairly good in this one because of the small kind of in-ear design. So you can definitely wear this for a long gaming session. And one of the major selling points for me here is this has one of the bigger sound stages here in this group. This is one of the easier ones to pinpoint some footsteps in here in this group. And also overall, this has a pretty kind of relaxed presentation to the sound. It's not that aggressive sounding. So again, less fatiguing to listen to after a long listening session. Also in terms of looks, I do like it. It kind of grown on me, especially for some gaming. I'm playing Destiny 2 right now, so Spaceship, Destiny 2, that kind of plays well with each other. So in terms of the overall sound and overall package, this is one of my favorite here in this group. In terms of cons, of course, this is not your IEM kind of design. You don't have earhooks. And you don't have also that kind of IEM, custom IEM kind of shape. So if you're not into that, if you are into more of a custom IEM kind of shape, you might want to go with a TRN IM2 over the Moondrop Spaceship. But if you're looking for utmost sound, for me, Moondrop Spaceship is my personal favorite. So those are my top 5 favorite IEMs for gaming. Of course, you are gonna ask, how about the other IEMs under the $20 range, like maybe the ZSN Pro or the Nashik DB3? So I tested them all, but for some IEMs, I found it to be too fatiguing to listen to. Like for example, the ZSN Pro, you can definitely still use it for some gaming, but I find it too bright for me. Those IEMs, you can still use it, but I would go with more warm IEMs personally when I am gaming. So if you already have them, feel free to use them. Maybe buy a different tip to tone down the highs a bit for gaming. But for me, if it's your first time to buy and you're gonna buy it especially for gaming, I would go with this 5 here in this group. If you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And I'm also gonna link all of these down in the comments below. Use my links, it will help out the channel a lot. And what games are you playing, especially in this lockdown? And what IEMs are you using also for your games? Let me know down in the comments below. And also make sure you follow me in my new Twitch channel. Maybe we can play together some CSGO or other multiplayer games. I'm open to that. I'm just playing a lot of the time. I just stream when I want to. So hopefully I can see you guys there, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye.